Hello YouTube! Today in the classic album series, to hear from the noise, we're listening to the last classic album in this series, Black Sabbath's Heaven and Hell. Okay, a little background story about Heaven and Hell. Heaven and Hell is the first album with the legendary rainbow singer Ronnie James Dio that Sabbath did. After the Ozzy era and Never Say Die, Sabbath was deteriorating through technical agency and Never Say Die. Ozzy left the band. No one thought Sabbath would continue, but then they found the legendary first singer of Rainbow, one of my favourite heavy metal singers, Ronnie James Dio. Anyway, this is actually my favourite Black Sabbath album, even though I started off with the Ozzy era and I went forward. But Heaven and Hell was just a legendary release. It's just one of the best albums ever. At the moment, the first track, Neonites, is playing. Anyway, this album is my favourite Black Sabbath album because of the mysticism and everything. It's really good. So, to continue the classic, let's get on to this fucking album. First song, which is playing now, is called Neonites, which is one of Black Sabbath's legendary Dio songs. It's a fast-hitting, rocking song. One of the best songs in heavy metal. You hear Dio using his amazing vocals, and you realise from the get-go this album's going to be amazing because it's the reinvention of Sabbath. Instead of the cocaine mysticism, it's now the dragons and kings and swords. So yeah. Also, Tony Iommi does really well in this album. He's back on form in this album. The riffs on Neonites, which is playing now, and Heaven and Hell is legendary. So he went back to kind of his legendary square. Dio kind of wrote the band together. But there was some rumours that Geezer Butler, the bass player, left because he felt that the band wouldn't continue without Ozzy. So they got some other guy in, I can't remember, and he did a couple tracks, some demo tracks of Neonites and Die Young and stuff like that. But I think those tracks exist on demo tapes on YouTube. Check them out; they're quite good. But Geezer, Tony invited Geezer to the studio and asked Geezer to rejoin the band. Geezer liked what he heard and he rejoins, and begins the era of Heaven and Hell. It's also the last album to feature This is also the last album before Vinny Peace came in. So yeah, start off with Neonites, is the rocking track. Like I said, great track. Yeah. It's one of the best albums. The second song's Children of the Sea. Children of the Sea is another one of those classic songs. It actually inspired Children of the Damned on Heaven and Hell. I got that wrong in my main review. Actually, it did inspire Thingy to inspired Children of the Damned by Iron Maiden, and it's one of their best pieces of work actually in the whole Sabbath thing. It shows the transition to Ozzy to Dio, which is brilliant. Yeah, the next song is called Lady Evil. Lady Evil is one of the more hard rocking songs. Great chorus, really good. Tony Iommi is the star of this record along with Dio. They really make this album unique. It's the reinvention of Black Sabbath as we know it, because anyone that's familiar with Ozzy, which I love Ozzy's era as well. Ozzy sings all the hits like War Pigs, Paranoid, Iron Man. But to me, musicianship, that Ozzy's the better frontman, and I would rather have no person in front of Sabbath than Ozzy. But to me, the only other man that kind of has that, Dio brought the singer, the lead singer, into the equation. Not the showman, because Ozzy can't really sing. He's not a good singer. He's a great showman, and he suits Sabbath and he suits his solo stuff with Blizzard of Oz and Diary of a Madman and all that stuff. But I'm more of a fan of Dio as a singer in Sabbath. I started off with Ozzy, but Dio, is one of my favourite singers. Yeah, but Lady Evil is a great track. The next track is number 4, Heaven and Hell. Heaven and Hell is actually my favourite Black Sabbath song. It starts off very slow, very heavy. The lyrics are great about kings and queens, and steal your dreams, it's heaven and hell. which is one of the best lines. It proves how much of a lyricist Ronnie James Dio it was and is. May that God bless his soul, rest in peace. Yeah, yeah, it's really good. Sorry, just my little brother's there being a wanker. Go away! Yeah, anyway, I'm doing a video now. It's kind of there. Go away! Yeah, and yeah, back to the album because I've only got 15 minutes. Yeah, so Heaven and Hell's a great track, really heavy. Guitar solos are really good. And and yeah, it's really good. It's a really good song actually. Sorry, my brother's there. He needs to go away. Go away! Go away, Felix. Thank you. Anyway, yeah, he's sick, so I'm looking after him. I shouldn't be doing this. Yeah, so Heaven and Hell's one of my favourite songs. It starts off really slow and ends off really fast, and a big collision of guitar, bass, drums, Dio's powerhouse vocals. Anyway, the next song is Wishing Well, which is another really good song. One of the weakest songs on the album. One of the really weak songs. Not the best. You know, it's a really good song. This album, it's a legendary album. Anyway, number 6, Die Young, which is actually my second favorite Black Sabbath track on this album. It's actually a really fast rocking thing in a similar way of Neo Nice, but it's more of an anthem. Die Young is, when Dio was in the band, was like a staple of their set as well. So yeah, and Dio still sometimes played it during his career, along with Heaven and Hell, and along with Children of the Sea, and of course Neo Nice, which is what he's most famous for. Track 7 is Walk Away. Walk Away is another weak track. It's okay. It's okay for a thing. Good thing. It's okay. Only of the Words is a really good track. But yeah, Heaven and Hell is one of their best albums. It's actually, I think, where Sabbath reached their magnus opus in the Dio years. You know, because Sabbath off Ozzy kind of got really clusterfucked with the whole Ian Gillan Born Again album, which I actually like, even though the production's shit, and I'm a clutch for production, because the production wasn't too good on it. I don't think that it's a decent, you know, so the guy was drinking a lot. The guy was probably drinking a lot when he was mixing that album, because that album, the Born Again album, needs to be remixed, because it's a brilliant album, songs like Trashed and everything else on there. Yeah, but this is probably Sabbath's last kind of stable period. Even though it lasted for less than 3 years, it was a stable period, the Dio years. Yeah, but the Black Sabbath, this is the Black Sabbath that I fell in love with, not the Ozzy one. The Ozzy one, I love the Ozzy one. Paranoid, Warpigs, Children of the Grave, Subacadra, and Subway Sabbath. You know, great albums and songs on the Ozzy era, but it's not the same. It was more 70s. This is more current and mainstream. They're paying attention to the new wave of British heavy metal coming out of Britain. Angel Witch, bands like Angel Witch, Maiden, Priest, Motorhead, Samson, you know, Diamond Head. Those kind of bands that brought in the new era of metal, and they really pay attention to it. But Tony Iommi is my favourite heavy metal guitar player. Really good. I'm going to be doing another video later on my top 10 hard rock and heavy metal guitar players, so stay tuned for that. And Heaven and Hell. Yeah, apparently, interesting fact, there's a demo that exists, it's really rare, demo exists of Ozzy doing Die Young. Well, it's different lyrics, but it's Die Young. So yeah, because they started this album and Ozzy left. So yeah, Heaven and Hell is one of my all-time favourite albums. This is, to me, apart from Walk Away and Wishing Well, I give this album 9 out of 10, and I'm giving it 9 out of 10 because I've been giving too many 10s out of 10s. I have to be harsher. But yeah, it's I love Heaven and Hell. Rock out. Buy this album. It's amazing.